Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas here with you this morning. We're visiting with Katie Gill from the Amish Door. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing great. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Every once in a while, we like to find out more about some of the businesses that have made our community what it is, and Amish Door is certainly one of those that have just contributed so much to the flavor, literally the flavor of our community. So tell us a little bit about, I see you're celebrating a 40th anniversary.
We are. We're celebrating our 40th anniversary. The Amish Door restaurant opened in 1977, just a tiny little restaurant, about 48 seats. And that was started by Milo and Catherine Miller, and they are still seen on property and going strong. They were out there just the other day cutting down some trees. So
really,
it's so family owned and operated for 40 years. That's really a big feat, I think, now in this day and age.
Okay, they themselves were actually doing wood cutting.
Mr. Miller, particularly, I didn't say that right. Particularly, Mr. Miller was. His wife kind of oversees some things, but Mr. Miller is definitely on site a lot, doing work out there, cutting down trees.
That's amazing. Well, and I think that just shows the sense of ownership that they have.
Absolutely.
That they really still like to be involved in the day-to-day.
Absolutely.
And that's, boy, they've set a standard. The bar is pretty high, and it's really something to see that they still are
when the
that
staff
involved.
sees that the owners are
Yes.
still there on almost a daily basis. That really does, like you said, set a standard for the expectations at the place of work. So,
is the standard that they have set and that sense of ownership and pride, do you see that has been passed down to the employees and the workers? That's always a trick to do.
I do see that. And, the easiest way to see that is by looking at our length of service that our people have. We have, I went through a couple years ago and looked, and we have over 20 people who have been working at the Amish Door for like 15 years or more.
Are you serious?
I am not kidding. So I like that. That's huge. We have a number. Let's see. We have a number who have been there for 15 years or more, 10 years or more. And
That's really rare.
It's a great thing to see that, to have a couple dozen workers that say, this is a great place to work. I'm going to come. I'm going to own my job and what I do. And that's what they do. It's fantastic.
Why do you think, Katie? What is it about it that makes working there so special?
One definitely is that it's a Christian-based company. I think that's huge when you know that the owners and the managers are praying for the staff, and you know that the managers are stepping in and helping the employees when they have illness or financial troubles or things like that. There is just that underlying Christian love undertow, or what, however you want to say it. There's just that baseline, and that really does play a huge role in people recognizing, this is a great place. I really think that I need to stay here because they've been really good to me.
You can tell as a guest you've stepped on something special as far as the ground, even, for the whole ambiance, the music that you hear, just the way that you're treated. There is a feel, isn't there?
Absolutely. I really do think there is. We're not exactly all the way in Amish country like some of the other places are. So we do have that special thing of being kind of away from it all. But I think people maybe around this area forget that we're still in Stark County. And so we're just a drive away, half hour, 45 minutes away to get to, like you said, that special, just kind of quiet, relaxed place that kind of helps recharge yourself.
And when you got to have some bread pudding.
There you go.
That's all I say.
Or apple fritters.
That's
you know,
right.
those good
Exactly.
things.
For anyone who's been living under a rock, please explain how to find you. Where is the Amish store located?
The Amish store is actually located in the very southwest corner of Stark County, right before you go into Holmes County. If you take 62 through Navarre and Brewster, that takes you into Wilmot, and we're there just off the intersection of 250 and 62.
Just right around there.
Absolutely.
So what all have you been doing to celebrate 40 years?
Wow. Well, we are off to a bang this year. It took a long time last year to plan this because we really wanted to focus on each of the different areas in our village. I know I said that the restaurant started 40 years ago, but we have grown steadily over the last 40 years. So we now at the Amish Store Village have a larger restaurant. We have a market, a gallery gift shop, a bakery, and an inn all on site. So it really does lend itself to a nice just getaway.
It is.
But we worked pretty hard on getting together specials in every place for the entire year. So every month we have different things going on. Here in May, every Wednesday at the restaurant, we have 2 pieces of our roasted chicken and mashed potatoes for only $6.
Oh,
we
my
were
goodness.
trying to
Going back to 40 years ago?
Exactly. We were trying to do a throwback price
Wow.
of sorts. So that's a great deal. Every Wednesday, that is $6. And then at our inn, Fridays and Saturdays, you can get $40 off our sweets.
Really?
For Fridays and Saturday nights. Absolutely great prices. Our bakery, our large loaves of freshly baked white and wheat bread,
Yes.
only $1.77.
Oh, my goodness.
So we
Can you buy that peanut butter whip and the apple butter that goes
Absolutely. Those are in the bakery as well. So pick up one of those as you go to the register.
You can tell I'm a frequent visitor.
But so that's just May. We have things laid out for every month, and those are actually listed online every month online at amishstore.com. We do have a space telling you what the specials for that month are. And so we'll just be going through each of the months doing that. And once we get to October, we're doing something a little different. Throughout the entire month, we are anyone who makes a purchase. Stays at the hotel or eats at the restaurant or buys a bottle of peanut butter whip. It doesn't matter the price. You'll be entered in to win one of 40 $40 gift cards from the Amish store. So that's kind of our big, to do. So we'll be giving away 10 of those a week. So come when you can in October, make any purchase.
And that's in October. Purchases made in October.
Purchases made in October. Okay. Absolutely.
Well, get that on the calendar for sure. And I think make amishdoor.com just a favorite. Just flag that website for now.
And check us out on Facebook, too, because we always have things going on that we put on Facebook.
Give us a sneak preview. What's going on in June?
June, instead of the roasted chicken, we're going to be having our half sandwich platter and mashed potatoes for $6. But that's every Monday in June.
Okay.
Now, those half sandwich platters are the open-faced with our fresh bread and pork or turkey or roast. Oh, she's getting hungry.
And gravy.
And gravy. So all that for $6. We have... Again, the Fridays and Saturdays, $40 off on the sweets. The bakery is going to have a dozen chocolate chip or peanut butter cookies for only $1.70 or $4.77. I'm sorry, $4.77 a dozen. So those
for
fresh
a dozen.
baked, yes, absolutely. And then our gallery gift shop. If you've never been there, it's a shop that's up the stairs at the restaurant. We have everything from jewelry to throws and quilts and scarves and all that stuff. We have some 40% off sales going on for those in May and June as well.
A place that maybe some people don't think about, but it's a very nice place to have a meeting. Can you talk about that a little bit?
It sure is. We have a couple different options. If you were looking to get away from your facility or your business and just have a group meeting or anything like that. We've got a conference room that you can rent that's fit about 12 people, but we definitely can bring food up for you. We can cater to that. We also do have a banquet center that holds up to 400 people, but we can partition it off if you want a smaller size. We do weddings there, wedding receptions. There's just a lot of different possibilities. If you have even a little bit of a notion to come out and for a meeting, then give us a call because we would be able to talk you through what your options are.
And take a look at the grounds because it really is a nice, in case that meeting is like an overnight retreat,
Absolutely.
You've got the inn right there.
We've got the inn right there. We have a conference room at the inn as well. So that lends itself to a lot of other opportunities, retreats or church getaways, things like that. We have gorgeous landscaping. We have some Amish ladies who come and just do a fantastic job. They grow the flowers in their own house over the winter, and then they come and plant them. But we do wedding ceremonies at the gazebo.
It's really a getaway.
It really, really is.
I don't mean to be funny or irreverent here, but people might be, when you say we have a conference room with everything in it and it's called the Amish door,
yes,
they might be concerned about you. You do provide internet and all of the modern
We do, absolutely. And that's
niceties.
That is kind of funny, but we do get questions like that, but it's totally understandable. There's always that question.
Here's your slate and your chalk.
Exactly.
Have a conference.
No, we do offer the Wi-Fi, and our banquet center has a projector and screen and all of that, a sound system. So we would be able to definitely help you out with that. But we do, our inn, it answers all the calls that come in. And you would maybe be surprised with the number of people who ask if there's electricity at the inn or is there a bathroom in the room? So there are those questions, and they are totally fair based on the name of yes, we do it.
All right, back in the day, 40 years ago, we're there.
Yes.
I mean, obviously they had to be cooking with something. 40 years ago, that was a small, 48-seat restaurant.
Absolutely.
But there still was not an outhouse, correct?
There still was not an outhouse. No.
Got it.
No. Now, Mr. Miller and his wife are from an Amish background. Mm-hmm. They are not Amish themselves, but they do come from an Amish background. So the name Amish Door actually comes from where we are situated. We are right on the doorway to Amish country.
Got it.
So that's where the Amish door comes from. Mm-hmm. And it does confuse people, but that's okay. That's okay. We take the time to explain it because we understand it.
Well, it's absolutely wonderful. You said weddings.
Yes.
Seasonally, we're getting into wedding season.
We are, absolutely.
And so describe what would be involved. Do you, Katie, serve as wedding planner and help people out and pick a beautiful setting and so forth?
I actually do not. We have a wonderful young lady named Gina Russo who does take care of that. She is your go-to lady for all of that. She's the one to talk to about the size of your wedding, what you want to eat at the wedding. We have indoor and outdoor options for ceremony. We don't really do outside receptions because it's Ohio and you never know what
you
the
never know. But you can do an outdoor ceremony.
We can, yes. We have the gazebo, like I said, that we do it a lot at. We also have a just up the road from our property, there's a bed and breakfast that also is part of the Amish Door, and there's a pond behind that.
Oh,
and just recently, in the last couple of years, a platform was put across the pond, so it serves as a wedding platform. So you could actually come and get married on a platform over a pond that overlooks a working farm.
Oh, and it would be gorgeous.
Absolutely. We had a bride just this past October, and with the leaves, and they had hay bales and everything set out. It was gorgeous.
That'd be breathtaking.
So, and we do have so many different options. And Gina Russo would be the one who would walk you all the way through that.
Do you have a sense of how many people you would be allowed to invite to a wedding that you were going to do that way, or do we need to talk to Gina?
Well, if you were going to do an outside wedding, that just kind of all depends on you, because you'd have to rent the chairs or hay bales or whatever it is you were going to use. But in terms of the inside space for our receptions, we can go up to about 350 people. We wouldn't necessarily want to go too much more than that, because then you start getting the cramped feeling. But anyway, we could do anything from 20 to 350. Round tables, long tables. It kind of depends on if you want a dance floor. There's so many different options.
So dancing is permitted
Absolutely.
at the Amish store for a wedding.
Yes, that is correct.
Another important question.
That's right. That's
All
right.
We do need to take a break. We're speaking with Katie Gill from the Amish store. You're listening to Our Community.